What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, you guys. How y'all doing? Hope everybody is having a great morning thus far. Now, novelty expressions. I love you, girl. And I know you one of my faves, one of my regulars that be coming through. But I'm gonna need you to do better. You said, where is the Beyond the Gates review? Now, when I say that back to you, doesn't that sound a little rude? Can't you say, Really B, when you going to do the Beyond the Gates? When should we expect the Beyond the Gates? Did you have time to do Beyond the Gates? You just walk in, you don't say hi or nothing. You didn't say good morning. You didn't say, hey, Really B in chat. You just said, where is Beyond the Gates review? You hear how I read that in my head? When I looked on here, that's the first thing I read. You hear how I read that in my head? Y'all spoiled. Y'all spoiled. I already told y'all where the Beyond the Gates review was. I already told y'all. Like, it sound rude. And I know you didn't mean it that way. I'm actually waiting to hear from JB right now. We're going to try to do it today. Y'all forget, I was on vacation for a week. I had 2 weeks worth of episodes to catch up on. I still ain't done. I still have 3 more episodes to watch. When I get done with this, I have to finish watching those episodes, and hopefully me and JB can link up this afternoon sometime. I know you ain't mean it that way, girl. I'm not mad, but I just need you to know that's how it sounded. I was like, damn, novelty is coming at me. Damn. But anyway, hey, girl. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey. What's up, Andrew? Quake. Hey, everybody. LV Sweetie. What's going on? Listen, y'all, let's get into this Heart and Hustle Houston. Baby, I watched this episode last night, and if I wasn't so tired, because I had my event yesterday too. Remember, I had my event yesterday, baby. I was so tired last night. I was sitting here watching TV. I was trying to finish up something, watching something. I was like, oh, I just want to finish watching this. I promise y'all, I fell asleep in this chair like this. And I woke up, and it was about 30 minutes later. I was sleeping good in this chair. I was so tired last night. But if I wasn't so tired, baby, I would have clicked this live last night. Let me tell y'all something about, first of all, let me say something about Heart and Hustle Houston. This is such a good show. And I really hope that for season 3, 1, I hope we get a season 3. 2, I hope for season 3, we can focus more on the businesses and what these women are doing. I know I sound like a broken record. I know I've said that a million times, but I'm going to keep saying it because I hope somebody can hear it. I tag production every week when I do my reviews. Oops, I forgot to tag them this week. Damn. But every week except this week, I tag production. And I'm hoping that somebody from production is watching our reviews, my review, T review, Millie Chan, and all the other people that are reviewing the show, because I don't think we're wrong in some of our criticism, but overall, we really like the show. And here's the thing. I only criticize because I want it to get better, because I want to see it come back and do well. And so I'm going to keep repeating my criticism because I hope that's going to make it a better show. You see what I'm saying? So I know that for season 2, we had this drama it was organic. Like, it wasn't manufactured. And I think that's the other thing. When you feel like drama is being manufactured, Bell Collective, you don't care as much. This was not manufactured. This was some straight up organic ass drama. Somebody was being messy. We're going to get to you, Chloe. We're going to get to that in a minute. But somebody was being messy. And as a result, we had this organic storyline, right? And I think that production got a little lazy and let this drama be the bulk of the season. And we didn't really get into a lot of other things. I want to shout out Ro, because Ro was giving us this raw storyline with her baby daddy and her daughter. And even though I've had my criticism of certain things that they've shown us, I'm gonna give her credit for giving us that and trying to give us that. We're not trying. She gave us a really good storyline. I want to shout out Latoria for being open and sharing her grief journey with us, because I have not lost my parents, knock on wood. I don't know that grief, but I can only imagine. I've lost a brother, and I can only imagine that grief does not go anywhere. And so I want to shout out Latoria for being raw and giving us that journey. I'm gonna even shout out Mimi a little bit, because Mimi is trying to give us this situation with her family. But I need us next season. I need us to get back to the basics, and I need y'all to really, really give us. I want to see what Ro does. Ro did the whole FIFA. If you follow her on Instagram, she did something with FIFA. I don't even know what the hell she did, but I know she was doing something with FIFA. She said she's got her own company. Can we find out about it? Can we learn about it? Can we see what she does on a day-to-day basis? All we know is that she's a nightclub manager or restaurant manager or whatever. Manira, we know you do content. Let's see you do a brand deal. Let's see you have a conversation with, have a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a broken record, y'all, but I'm just telling y'all what I want to see. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty, child. Let's get into it. We start this episode off with another meeting. Now, let me say this. This is where production, I see what y'all tried to do. I see what y'all tried to give us. Y'all tried to drag out this precious thing, and y'all kept giving us like the different points of view. And then you finally gave us the full thing on this episode. Here's the problem, production. One, you drug it on too long. You drug this out way too long. All of us, I told y'all I wasn't going to say the word precious no more. And y'all got me backtracking on what I said I was going to do, because I wasn't going to mention this shit no more. But I got to. I have to. You could have gave us this in maybe the first 3 episodes, and then we could have went on to something else. I see what y'all did, though. I see what y'all did, but I feel like we could have got this in 3 episodes. Y'all are going to have to, production, y'all are going to have to find a more creative way to allow these women to talk these things out without it always being an exhaustive group scene. It's exhausting that every episode we have to have this group meeting. It's exhausting. And that's where we start off. I was like, when it was starting off, and Manira was like, I called the ladies together because I'm sick of us talking about the same old, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, we can already have another group meeting again to talk about the same thing. So production finally shows us the entire scene. And I was wrong. I thought Chloe started the conversation. It wasn't Chloe. It was Manira. Let me tell y'all something. Labrina, I tagged Labrina in this review, and I don't know if she's gonna watch it or not. But if Labrina watches this, Labrina, I need you to hear me, and I need you to hear me clearly. Hey, Miss Labrina, and I'm saying Miss Labrina because I'm being respectful, because I gave you a hard time. I did, Labrina. I gave you a hard time. The first 3 episodes, baby, I did. I wore you out. I did. And I owe you an apology, Labrina. I do. I owe you about a 50% apology, because I still think y'all was being shady because y'all was still making jokes and laughing. But it wasn't that deep. It wasn't as deep as it was made out to be. Let me tell y'all something. Manira, you need your ass whooped. Manira need her ass whooped. You sat there this whole time. And yes, you defended Labrina and was like, Labrina, I don't think Labrina said it. Labrina didn't say it. But you never said it was you. It wasn't until last week when you were like, well, I think I was the one that said Precious first. And then it just sounded like you was just trying to defend your friend. It didn't sound like you really knew whether you said it or not and whether you really meant it. It sounded like you was just defending your friend. Girl, we've been sitting here. We are on episode 8. We sat through 8 freaking episodes of this situation where everybody thought it was Labrina. Then we thought it was Chloe, and come to find out it was you. Labrina, you owe her and Chloe your ass whooping. And I'm gonna tell you why you owe Chloe your ass whooping. You owe both of them an ass whooping. And I know Manira, your girl, so maybe don't whoop her ass. Make her buy you a bag or something. Go down to the Goyard store, the Louis Vuitton store, the Gucci store, something. She owe you something. Because Labrina, she let them put that target on your back, and she let that thing ride. And now all of a sudden, we see the whole situation. We see the whole thing played out. And Manira started the whole freaking conversation about Precious. Now, let me come over here to you, Miss Chloe. Chloe, you still wrong. You're still wrong. And I'm going to tell you why you're still wrong. You're still wrong because you took it back. See, issue as much as how you carry the bomb. You still took it back to Latoya, and you made it seem like out of the clear blue, Labrina just called that woman Precious. You didn't say, first of all, it didn't even warrant a conversation. Like that wasn't even something that needed to be repeated, if I'm being honest. Like, again, I didn't even see the need in even going back and repeating that. But the way you took it back, you made it seem like y'all were just sitting there minding y'all business, enjoying the awards presentation, and out of nowhere, Labrina was like, "Oh, that girl looked like Precious." That's how you made it sound. So yes, you started all of this shit. You started it. And I feel bad for the woman that they've been talking about this whole season. Like, I feel bad for her. Because and again, I don't want anybody in my comments. I don't want nobody talking about something. It's nothing wrong with saying she looked like Gabrielle. Listen, y'all know I don't like nobody pissing on my leg and tell me it's raining. You know I don't like nobody playing word games. Y'all know what the fuck it was. Y'all know what it was. Especially when they started giggling. Y'all know what it was. But Labrina did not start that conversation. Labrina did participate in the conversation, but hell, all 3 of them did. All 3 of them participated in this Precious conversation. All 3 of them did. And Chloe, you were wrong. You was wrong as 2 left feet, because the way you took it back to Latoya was fucked up. It was. And the point that they're trying to make to you, Chloe, is that it's not so much that you bring things back, because that's what Latoya said. Latoya said, look, everybody in this group carries stuff back when we feel like the other person needs to know. We all do it. That's not the issue right now. The issue isn't that you carry a bone. The issue is that you misrepresented what was said to make a certain person look bad. And then you were wrong about what you carried. You didn't even just carry the bone. You carried the bone wrong. Because it wasn't even Labrina. It was Manira. Latoya says she don't care no more. And if Latoya don't care no more, then I don't care no more. Can we move the fuck on? So then we get into this situation with Ro is upset because Ro was like, Chloe called her in the middle of the night, cussing her out about the shit. And she was pissed off because she was like, how I get in it? I wasn't even there. I don't know nothing what you're talking about. How I get in this? So she feels like Chloe owes her an apology. Chloe is in her feelings because she's upset because she don't feel like she's doing anything wrong, and she don't understand where this anger and this attitude is coming from. And of course, she's focusing it all on Labrina. To be fair, it's not all on let me say this. To be fair, Labrina has every right to be as angry as she is. I'm gonna give her that. Now, I still don't like what Labrina did with Josh, and we'll get to that later. But when it comes to this situation, Labrina is justified in all of her feelings. She's justified in being pissed off at you. She's justified in being angry. She's justified in feeling like you're messy. Because what you did put her in the hot seat for months. And not to mention how this season has been going. All of this happened before we even started seeing it. Can you imagine the things? I mean, I know as a reviewer the things that I said. Can you imagine the things that people put in her comment section and the types of things people was tagging her in and saying about her? Like, you did that, Chloe. And production let the shit drag out. So Labrina been sitting in this shit for 6 weeks. Her and Latoya damn near we're never going to speak again behind this. So Labrina has every right to be as angry as she is about it. And instead of Chloe, when Chloe saw that whole scene, when production showed her the whole conversation, Chloe should have said, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry." That should have been her response. She should have apologized to Latoya for misrepresenting how she carried it back. She should have apologized to Labrina for insisting that Labrina did or said something. And she should have took accountability for the fact that she participated in the conversation. But she did none of that. She did none of that. And then she turned around and gonna call Labrina a mean girl. Well, I think Labrina is a little bit of a mean girl. But in this situation, no. This not on Labrina. This on you. So it turns into a whole argument down to this restaurant. I think it's called Raphael's or Rafi's or something to that effect. It turns into a whole argument. Chloe will not give anything. Chloe won't accept any responsibility. Thank you. Chloe won't take any responsibility, no accountability or nothing. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like everybody else at that table feel. Like, what the fuck? I don't have the energy in my real life for people like that. I'll be the first person to be like, I fucked up. That I did that. I fucked up. And we all, to a certain extent, we all carry bones. Like, let's just be real about it. We all fucking carry bones. But it's just the way in which Chloe is doing it, and her friends are trying to tell her this is what we have a problem with. So you owe everybody at that table a damn apology. Everybody. Except for Manera. Manera, you owe some apologies. Because Manera said, I think I was the one that said precious. Child. Anyway, so that's pretty much how that thing went down. And Ro is over it. Y'all know Ro got a short fuse anyway. And Ro is over it. She feels like Chloe owed her an apology because she was like, I don't even understand how I got in it. You called me in the middle of the night cussing me out, and I haven't, you haven't called me, you haven't apologized, you haven't nothing. So that's pretty much how this whole thing went down. Okay. So they arguing, child. I don't know. They arguing. Then we're gonna come back to that because a whole nother situation went down after the cameras went off. A whole nother situation went down. Doctor Do It Yourself. Okay, Doctor Do It Yourself. I like that name. Manera, baby, Manera said, I think I was the one that said, what? You bust out laughing when Manera took ownership after all the meetings and everything. I said, what the hell? Baby, when I saw that footage, I said, you gotta be kidding me. Mimi. Now, this next scene is Ro, her daughter, and her baby daddy. And I'm going to keep saying her baby daddy because that's what Ro called him, is her baby daddy. One thing about these OWN shows, baby, they're going to find them a therapist, and that therapist is going to be everybody's therapist. Miss Sylvia is everybody's therapist. Miss Sylvia done been the therapist for Latoya. She been the group therapist. Now she is the family therapist for Ro and her daughter and her baby daddy. Now, can only assume that this scene was edited because why was Sophia there? Because we never heard that baby girl talk. We ain't heard Sophia say nothing. I know she's so sick of conversations around her and nobody talking to her. If y'all don't ask that girl how she feel, but I'm sure that went down. We just didn't get a chance to see it. I got that. Now, here's my 2 cents on this whole situation. When Daddy said, I'm sure it was edited. When Daddy said he only sees baby girl in the summertime, I knew then. I said, well, there's the problem. That's it. That's the issue. That's the problem. And I agree 100% with Dr. Sylvia. Dr. Sylvia said, listen, ain't nobody saying you got to fly to Houston every weekend or you have to fly her to Miami every weekend. But why you only seeing her in the summer? So yeah, y'all spend 2 weeks getting to know each other and you getting to learn about her and she has to learn about you. And then you have your children who see you full time. And so that's a whole nother dynamic that everybody has to navigate. Baby, why you can call that baby every week. I mean, you should call her more than that, but let's just say every Sunday. I know my daddy's calling me on Sunday, and you don't even have to lock in a time because life be happening. Maybe you going to church, maybe you overslept, maybe she got something to do. You don't even have to lock in a time, but just say, look, on Sunday, I know my daddy is going to call me and we're going to talk and I'm going to open up to him and this relationship is going to be ongoing. We can FaceTime each other. We can get on a Zoom call. Like, come on, man. Quake, you listen, I'm with you on that one, Quake. I'm going to get to that in a second. But when I heard that, I said, that's part of the problem as far as the relationship is concerned. And everything isn't about money, which is what Ro was trying to get him to understand. To be fair, in all of these conversations, I have never heard Ro say anything about money. I have never heard Rose say anything about money. So for him to feel like, oh, well, I ain't no basketball player, this, that, and the other. And I get it. You had a lot of money at one time. You was living that lifestyle. Life was good. Life was great. And you're not living like that anymore. But you are holding on to those material things. Ro ain't saying, at least not on camera, not in front of us. She ain't saying shit about money. So you're holding on to the material things that you can't give your child. But what she needs from you is your presence. And why is the only time she see you is summertime? She can't come see you at Christmas, spring break, fall break, long Memorial Day weekend. A flight from Houston to Miami is boom, boom, bam. She can't come out there and see you Labor Day weekend and maybe leave Thursday night, come back Monday. She can't do that. She can't come the week between Christmas and New Year's. She spent Christmas with Ro, and then she fly out there and spend New Year's with you. She can't do that. Why she only see you once a year? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Baby, do better, Daddy. Do better. Now, as far as him and Ro are concerned, they still love each other. They still love each other. That don't mean they need to be together. That does not mean they need to be together, but they still love each other. Ro love that man and that man love her. I don't know who he with. I don't know who she with, but they love each other. And that's why it hurts. That's why it hurts so much more. If Ro just felt like he was an ain't shit, I think she could put him in that category and it just be what it is. But she really loves him. And I'm not saying that means they need to be together and they need to be in a relationship. I'm not saying all of that because life is complicated. Shit ain't that basic. It ain't just because I love you and you love me. It ain't it. Rose says she chose him to father a child. Right. She said we were once best friends. Listen, that man was sitting there crying. And I think those were real tears. Now, he might have been frustrated. He might have been, but I think those were real tears. Now, I know in real time, Rose said last week things ain't good between them. That ain't, listen. Rose, stop blocking that man. Rose, hey. Rose, stop blocking that man. You can't block that man every time you get mad at him, bro. You can't do that. You can't. Bro, you can't block that man every time he make you mad. You have to find another way to process that. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't understand y'all people that block. Do y'all? Maybe because my ignore game is so strong. Baby, I will look at my phone and I will see you calling me and I will put my phone right back down. Baby, my ignore game is so strong. I just don't understand that blocking thing, especially when you know it's somebody you're going to unblock. It'd be different if it's somebody that you never, ever, ever going to speak to. You know you're going to unblock that man. Bro. I don't understand the blocking mindset. I just don't. I mean, I've never been that person. And I get it. Again, maybe because my block game is just on such another level. I don't give a damn. I just don't. I will look at my phone and I will keep going. I will not. Bro, stop blocking that man. I think he needs to do a better job of building his relationship with his daughter. As far as the discipline is concerned, I think if he had a better relationship with his daughter and he knew his daughter a little bit better, I think there wouldn't be as much of the extreme discipline on his part, because a lot of that is coming out of frustration. A lot of that is coming out of frustration because he does not have that relationship, in my opinion. Right? If I block you, it's forever. Like I think at this point, Lord, I can't think of. If I'm being honest, I think I can only think of like 1 or 2 people that I have blocked on social media. I just ignore you. Little baby said, I'm with you. I just ignore lots of calls. Baby, the level of ignore that my ignore game is strong. But anyway, what's the difference in ignoring the call? What you mean, what's the difference? I'm saying because the thing is when you're mad at somebody, I'm not talking about people that you know you're going to ignore forever. Like people that just are no longer a part of your life. But people you know you're going to unblock. I just don't have the energy for it. But again, I mean, everybody do their thing. To me, the difference is I will ignore you until I feel like talking to you. I'm upset with you right now. I'm angry with you right now. So I don't want to talk to you. And when I'm over being angry with you, or I'm over being upset, then I'll have a conversation with you. But I will ignore you. But I'm not, listen, part of it is because y'all know I be forgetting. I'll forget I had your ass blocked. And then I'll be like, damn, I'll forget. I don't have the energy for it. But again, it's whatever gets you through the day. But bro, stop blocking that man. So we have another get together, child. I told y'all I'm so sick of these ponderosas. But I block spam callers, but if you annoy me, then I go back to doing what I do and I'll get back when I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, y'all meant to get some water before I got started. I don't have a whole lot of water left in there. I need to add some water. But the ladies meet up minus Chloe. And what we find out is, hey, Latoria, hey, boo, I was just getting ready to talk about you. We find out that there was a whole nother situation that happened at the end of that dinner down to the, what restaurant was that? Ruelli, that place. Basically, after the cameras went down, they had a whole nother situation. And Latoria was upset because that was the anniversary, was her father's birthday, I believe. And so she was upset and she was crying. And Chloe basically was like, girl, shut up all that crying. Stop all that crying. It upset Latoria to the point where she actually ended up having a medical emergency. She said she had a seizure. I wonder, Pat in the refrigerator. Sorry, y'all. You just got that. You just got that booty in the camera. You all right. Y'all know Pat, child. But first of all, and in our business, but I wasn't sure if this is like something that Latoria deals with, like she gets seizures, like Maybe she has something where she gets seizure, or was this like a new thing? Or like, because Latoya seemed to take it in stride, like this wasn't a phenomenon, like this wasn't something new that she's dealt with. So I was a little bit like concerned. My first response was like, oh my gosh, like what? So I don't know if Latoya like deals with, again, I don't want to put nothing on us, I don't want to call no names or no conditions, but it just makes me wonder if this is something she deals with. Like she deals with seizures. And okay, she said, I haven't had a seizure in 8 years. It was stress induced. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. And here's where I'm also confusion. It sounds like the ladies minus Chloe were very concerned. You've only had 2 in your life. Oh, wow. So yeah, that's definitely, so Latoya, I know I'm not saying nothing you ain't already heard, but baby, ain't nothing worth that. Whatever stress you had going on, if it's the show, I love you down. I love you on this show, but if it's the show, if it's the people, if it's your life, it's whatever. Yes, absolutely, it's not worth it. And I know you had, especially at this time, you had a lot on you. You said, you were trying, you were still dealing with your father and his estate, and then work, and then all the other stressors. So I'm sorry to hear that. But it sounds like everybody sort of, the women minus Chloe, were very much there. Like they had to call, EMS, and you had to deal with whatever had after that. Ro, Dr. Ashley, and Labrina were both very helpful after I had the seizure. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were very much there minus Chloe. So my question as I was watching this was, did Chloe know? Like, had she left? Because you were like, she didn't even call and check on me. And I have to say, that's real fucked up. If she were there and knew that it happened, I feel like even if she was not there, she knew something happened. Because that means like production would have known. I refuse to believe that Chloe didn't know something happened. And for her not to call and check on you, I just think it's fucked up. What up, Ro? Ro, stop blocking that man. Stop blocking that man. I already was talking. I just talked about that. I said, stop blocking that man. But I just think that's real fucked up. Like, you can be mad at somebody. Y'all can be going through what y'all going through. But I just feel like when it comes to certain things, all bets are off if you call each other friends. So I appreciate that y'all told us what happened. Because a lot of times we're like, well, it didn't happen on camera. But that I feel like we kind of needed to know that happened on camera. Because it would explain your attitude, like your attitude. You know what I'm saying? About it. Yeah, that was fucked up. And that's how I felt last night when I watched it. And I could see it in your whole affect in this scene that you were just like, I thought she was better than that. I thought we were better than that. And the fact that she didn't even check on me, and the fact that she was so insensitive, even in the moment, so insensitive, it bothered me, right? Chloe knew, you heard her say Dr. Ashley called her. Okay. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that, bro. I didn't hear that. Chloe found out about it. Dr. Ashley called and told her, but Chloe waited 5 days later to discuss it when the cameras were around. Yeah. Can I say something? Let me take a pen in this one. I was thinking about this last night when I watched this episode. I think a lot of us, and I'm not talking about you guys that are living in it, I'm talking about us as viewers. I think a lot of us forgot how nasty Chloe was last season. If we go back to the first episode, remember Chloe was the one that told Elena her husband wasn't cute and didn't think that what she said was rude. Can we go back to the first episode? Like, Chloe did a couple of little jabs and made a couple of little insensitive comments and didn't think nothing of it. And I think it just kind of, we just kind of rolled with it because other things were going on and we were talking about other things. But this is who Chloe's been from the beginning. And I just think we're all kind of, as viewers, you ladies that were living through it, and as viewers, I think it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, now it's just too much. Like, we let that go. We kind of laughed that off. We kind of moved past that. But when you start adding it all up and putting it all together, like, I understand the frustration. Like, I do. I definitely understand the frustration. My feelings were hurt. Chloe lives 5 minutes from me, and I spent, wow. And she didn't even bring you no flowers. She didn't check on you. Yeah, that's fucked up. Chloe appears to be a mean-spirited and selfish. Hell, we were too busy taking up for her. Like she said, we never do. That's true, because y'all did take up for her. That's true. That's true. I feel like, so in this scene, we got that information. We also found out that Chloe is throwing an event for Galentine's situation. Now, at first, everybody said they wasn't going except for Dr. Ashley. Dr. Ashley said, look, I done bought me a new dress. Look, I might not give a damn about what's going on, but I'm gonna wear this dress. I got this new red Valentino dress that fit me like a glove, and I'm gonna walk up in there and I'm gonna be the bitch that I am. And I was like, yes, I'm not mad at you for that. You bought the outfit, go to the event. Rose said she wasn't going. Rose said she wasn't going. Brenda said she wasn't going. Manera didn't say she wasn't going, so I figured that Mimi was gonna go. And Latoya, I don't remember what Latoya said she was or wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember whether she said she wasn't or wasn't. But everybody showed up except for Labrina. So Ashley came, Ro and her tatas came because Ro, the tatas was tatying. Latoya, Manera, they were all there. On Chloe and her wig, they were all there. Can I say something? Yeah, actually, that outfit, baby, that dress was yes. Can I say something? And this is gonna be mean, so y'all can close your ears because what I'm about to say is mean. Chloe, no. If you're gonna put the wig on, I need you to go, like, I need you to get an install. I need you to get an install. I need you to go and let somebody. Y'all know I'm not a wig girly. I'm not. I was gonna get a wig one time. My stylist told me how much it was gonna cost for the whole situation, and I said that's okay. I'm good on that. No, I'm good on that. But I do understand the difference between something you pick up and you just put on and a whole situation. I need Chloe to do the whole situation because this is the second time we've seen the wig, and it's not giving me what I need. Now, that was me being mean. Let me get back to some other stuff. Now, the other thing, production. Hey, this would have been a perfect opportunity for y'all to give us a work scene. Right. Look, I mean, look, listen, at one point in time, I had a couple, just put on my head and go kind of situations. I mean, we're not going to say we all do, but a lot of us do it. You put a little I tried, anyway, I'm old. I've been through some hair phases. I tried to do I had a little bob wig situation, but I bought it from like the beauty supply. And that's what it looked like. When I put it on, it looked like I bought it from the beauty supply. Yep, it did. Sure did. We got this lady at work. I promise you, she probably got 5 different types of the same style of wig. And I be wanting to tell her, no. I really be wanting to tell her no. She wear that wig every day. Anyway, I'm just moving right along. I don't want to get stuck on that wig. This would have been a perfect example of it when we could have got a work scene. Why we couldn't get Chloe doing some behind the scenes stuff? This party looked like a really nice event. And it looked like a lot of work and time was put into it. It looked like a really nice event. It did, y'all. I ain't gonna front. Y'all know I'm gonna be. But I would love to have seen like Chloe. I mean, Chloe. Chloe there earlier in the day in her sweats, kind of telling the people things and working through some stuff. Like, even if she was faking it just to give us a work scene, even if it wasn't like a real work scene. But I feel like if this is what Chloe is known for, and everybody talks about, she throws these great parties and these great events, I would love to have seen some behind the scenes of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what production. Those are the examples I'm talking about. Yes, the party looked gorgeous, but she's an event planner. Give us the behind the scenes. See her. Let us see the vendors showing up and her showing where the vendor stuff goes and all the different things going on. So Rose showed up, bro. You showed up with an attitude. You was on go from the minute you got there. You was on go. You did. You showed up on go, and Chloe asked to talk to Ro. Ro wasn't really trying to hear from the word go. I think unless Chloe started her sentence with "I apologize" and she felt like it was sincere, I feel like it wasn't gonna go nowhere, and that's exactly what happened. Chloe tried to apologize, and Ro was just not feeling it. She just wasn't. She wasn't feeling the sincerity of it. She didn't feel like Chloe was taking full responsibility for how the whole thing went down, and her calling her and accusing her, and she still didn't feel like she was taking responsibility for the situation. So then Latoya comes over, and they hug, and Ro gonna say, Ro was me in this scene. Ro was eating her little orange. Ro gonna say, little fake ass hug. Ro, why you? First of all, why would you tear them people's oranges up like that? You know that was for the drinks. You can't just be eating them people's oranges like that. They gotta save them for the drinks. Second of all, why the two of them can't? They was trying to hug. Anyway, this scene didn't go nowhere because Chloe would not take responsibility for any of it. Even when it came down to when Latoya was talking about, it hurt my feelings when I was crying and you told me to just basically shut up all them tears, stop all that crying. Even when Latoya said, that was my father's birthday, Chloe, for me, I would have been like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Latoya. I thought you were crying about what had happened. And I was telling you, girl, you don't need to cry over that bullshit. I didn't realize that this was your father's birthday and that it was deeper than that. Girl, that's all you had to say. Chloe was like, I mean, but you ain't have to do all that crying though. Girl, what? See, that's what I'm saying. Latoya, I know this not who you are. I know you are very, I don't know you, so you might have this in you. But what you show us on camera, you give us very prim and proper, very AKA, very, you give us that. I know you're not a smack a bitch type of person, but in that moment, you probably needed to slap Chloe. Right. You know what I'm saying? I get yes. And why you not in Vegas? My niece is in Vegas, child. I said, Vegas in July? I said, you're going to be hot as hell. But my niece is in Vegas. She's ski-weeing, honey. She's ski-weeing. That's what you should have done. You should have yanked that wig off, Latoya. I'm telling you, when she blew off the fact that you said it was your father's birthday and she sort of blew that off, and then with you getting sick, and the fact that she didn't call you and she's like, well, I got a lot of stuff going on in my life too. I got stuff going on. Girl, we all got shit going on. That's what being a friend is about though. Sometimes you got to put your own shit to the side. Like, yes, girl, you ain't got nothing going on but that cheating ass nigga at your house and your kids don't like him. That's all you got going on. You ain't got shit else going on but trying to chase behind that cheating ass nigga. I'm sorry. I said it. Go on somewhere. Go on somewhere. Now, while they over there arguing with Chloe, who come walking through the door like she ain't been missing for the last 6 weeks? Like we ain't had a whole milk carton with her picture on the side talking about something. Have you seen Elena? Baby, Elena came through there doing content and twirling. I said, what the fuck? I was like, twin, where have you been? Girl, where you been? And why y'all act like when she walked up, why y'all act like, hey girl, why y'all wasn't like, where the fuck you been? Hey Labrina, hey boo, why you wasn't like, where the hell you been? Because that's what I would have said. And I know some of y'all been seeing her like outside of the cameras, but y'all know she ain't been filming. She just rolled up like, what y'all doing? What we doing? What the fuck you doing? You You done missed all the drama about Precious. You ain't been here for none of the Precious shit. You don't know nothing going on with Chloe and that you know, that situation. Where have you been, ma'am? And then she come walking in there like, hey, girl. And y'all ain't say nothing. Y'all just... just let her come right on in there. Baby, I said, what the fuck? So now Ro and Latoya are trying to decide whether they should tell Elena what Labrina had told them, because Labrina had told them about the conversation, and Labrina had said, look, you know, my man talked to her ex-man, and it's more to the story. They said that, you know, Elena was out there in them streets cheating, and it ain't just all what she tried to tell us, and it's just more to it. And I'm just saying. She was like, I'm just saying. So now they feel like, should we tell her? Because that's what the streets are saying. Should we let her know what's being said, or should she get blindsided? So this is what I'm going to say. What I can appreciate, because I was a little surprised that y'all was the ones that carried the bone. I'm going to tell you the truth. But I can appreciate that y'all were like, if it's something out there being said about you, would you want to know? Ro, that was a setup. You knew what you were doing. Ro, that was a setup. Who the fuck gonna say no? Somebody say, hey, girl, the streets is talking. And then somebody, would you want me to tell you if it was something in them streets about you? Who gonna say no? So Elena was like, yeah, tell me. Tell me what's up. What's being said? So then y'all tell Elena, and of course, that's where they leave us with this episode. So next week is going to be the conversation between that I've been waiting for about with Elena and Labrina, because I didn't give a damn about Precious about 3 episodes ago. Anyway, I already said what I had to say about that. I really am never going to say that word again on here. I'm not. I'm done with Precious. Please, never again. I am done. But that's what we're going to get into next week. I'm looking forward to it. I think next week is going to be a really interesting week. Now, look, Labrina, you have been vindicated on the Precious thing, and I feel like you owe some people an ass whooping. I know Mimi is your girl, so maybe she could just buy you a bag or something. You know, she can make it up to you and take you out to a really nice restaurant. That's how I feel about that. But Chloe... And Latoya, you owe Chloe one too. You do. You owe Chloe one too. That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna wait and see next week. Now, Labrina, I love you, girl, and I do. I really do love you, Labrina. I really do. I think you bad. I think you're a bad mama. Shut your mouth. But I'm gonna see what I got to say about this conversation next week, Labrina. I'm gonna see how I got to say it. Woo! You've been tired of Precious since 2025. I swear I am. Look, it was either us or the TV show telling. No, y'all was right for telling her. I mean, listen, we know what it is. We know what it is. But I really thought it was going to be somebody else. But y'all know what it is. But we're going to see what happened next week. And that's pretty much the episode. I thank y'all for dropping down. Ro, Latoya, and Labrina. Thank you for dropping down. I appreciate y'all. I do. Ro, you need to give me the date for this thing you try to put together. Please don't make it the weekend of October the 24th. Any other weekend, I can make it. I can't make October the 24th. But if it's a weekend I can come, I'm definitely coming to Houston and catching this situation. I don't know when y'all are gonna get beyond the gates. I'm waiting for JB to text me back. I'm hoping to get it today. Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all know we'll be live 9/15-ish. Your birthday is October the 15th. Hey! So that's the weekend before. Okay. Because the weekend of October the 24th, I'm going to be in Louisville. Okay. Well, if it's that weekend, I'll be there with a gift. Hey. I try to get T to come. T don't come nowhere. T don't go nowhere. But I'm going to try to get T to come. Baby, we were all wrong. Ty, we were all wrong. I was wrong. We were all wrong. If I had been taking a bet, we could have took a bet. I bet you nobody would have won the money. Nobody would have took the bet on Mimi. Nobody. And then I could have kept the pot. Yep. If we had took bets on who started the precious conversation, would nobody have got that right. Nobody. What's up, Cheryl? Hey, boo. You late because I'm done. Yes. I'm about to get off of here right now. You late. Bell Collective, I'm behind. Y'all are gonna probably just get a double episode of that. All right, y'all. I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.